thank you for bringing us together today. As we begin this class, we ask for your presence to guide us and bless our learning time. Grant us wisdom and understanding, and open our minds to grasp the knowledge being shared. Help us to be respectful and kind to one another, fostering an environment of cooperation and growth. May we use what we learn to better ourselves and serve others, bringing glory to your name. We pray for our teachers, that they may impart their knowledge with clarity and patience, and for all of us students, that we may be attentive and diligent in our studies. In your holy name, we pray. Amen.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our virtual classroom for G12, the life and works of Rizal. Before we formally begin, let me introduce myself. I am Teacher Rochelle, and together with my other teacher, we are going to have a discussion about the Republic Act number 1425, with the Rizal Law, understanding its purpose, 19th century context and relevance. So it is an absolute pleasure to be with you all tonight. To ensure our session runs smoothly, please make sure your cameras are turned on if your internet connection permits, and kindly keep your microphones muted unless called upon. So let's start our day with a short pre-assessment, and make sure everyone will participate. And once again, a warm welcome. And I can see 7 brightly faces in our Google Meet room tonight, and everyone is accounted for. And I love the energy in the chat box already. So let us begin. So here is our learning outcomes. May I call on one of the students, Miss Princess Natalie, to read our learning outcomes.
At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to 1. Explain how 19th century change shapes Rizal's patriotism and how RA 1425 preserves this legacy. Number 2. Develop civic responsibility by reflecting on how Rizal's ideals apply to modern spaces. Number 3. Construct a digital advocacy infographic that communicates the core provisions and relevance of the Rizal Law.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Princess Natalie. Dive into our discussion. Let's check your prior knowledge with a quick 5 question true or false game. So I prepared here 5 items, and all you have to do is to answer it with true or false. You can write your answers in our chat box. So that is the question. So for number one, Republic Act number 1425 is also called the Rizal Law. So number 1, you are going to chat your answers in our chat box. So what is your answer in number 1?
True.
Number 1. Okay. Ayan. Okay, number 2, the law requires students to study Jose Rizal's life and works. Okay, sige. Lagay mo yung answer mo, be. Okay. Next, No Limitang Oriental Filibusterismo were authored by Andres Bonifacio. Okay. And then fourth, the Rizal Law encourages patriotism and nationalism. Okay. Okay, for our last question, Rizal's teachings have no relevance today. So number 5 question, what is your answer? Okay, thank you so much. So let's now check the answers. That's okay. Ayan, so our answers are number 1, true, 2nd, true, 3, false, 4, true, and then number 5 is false. So kindly chat in your scores in our chat box. So ilan ang tama ninyo? 4/5. So yung iba, paki-chat po yung inyong scores dun sa chat box. Wow, very good. Si Mariela Denise Halutot. Si Princess Natalie is 4/5. Si Rizalia Logatok, 5/5. So very good, class. So fantastic job, class. You already have a great foundation to build on. So let's now move on to our next activity.
And today I will be discussing one of the most famous quotation of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. So this quote means that the youth have an important role in the future of our country. So as a student, we are not only preparing for our own future, but we are also preparing to become future professionals, leaders, teachers, and responsible citizens. So Rizal believed that the youth possess knowledge, energy, dreams, and ability to create positive change. However, being the hope of the nation also comes with responsibility. We must use our education, talents, and abilities wisely. So this quotation reminds us that the future of the Philippines depends partly on how young people today learn, act, and contribute to society. So let's dive into explore. And I have a 3 questions here. So for our first question, call Miss Alia Logato. Number 1, what meaning does Rizal quotation hold for you as a student today?
As a student, I should not focus only on getting good grades. I should also develop good values, discipline, knowledge, and skills. Even though I am still a student, my actions and decisions can already make a difference. By studying hard and becoming a responsible person, I can contribute to my family, community, and country.
Okay, thank you, Miss Alia. Thank you for that meaningful answer. So, and being the hope of the nation, it is not only about being young. It is also about how we use our education, values, and abilities to prepare for the future. And as a student, even our small efforts today can contribute to the progress of our country. So, let's go to the question number 2. So, what do you think Rizal emphasized to you as the hope of the nation? Let's go, Miss Mariela.
Good evening po. My answer is, I think Rizal emphasized the youth because young people represent the future of the nation. The youth have the energy, creativity, and ability to learn and adapt to changes. They can become future leaders, professionals, educators, and citizens who will help solve the problems of society. Rizal believes that if the youth are educated and guided properly, they can help build a better and stronger community. Thank you po.
Thank you, Miss Mariela. That is a very good point. The youth will truly represent the future of our nation. However, Rizal message also remind us that being the hope of the nation comes with responsibility. We must use our energy, knowledge, and talents wisely to create positive changes in society. So let's go to our question number 3. So how can you apply this message in your daily life and studies? Let's go to Mr. Derwin Malaki.
I can apply Rizal message by taking my studies seriously and continuously improving myself. I can manage my time, complete my schoolwork, and learn from my mistakes. I can also practice important values such as discipline, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Most importantly, I can use my knowledge and skill not only for my own success but also to help others and my community. Through this simple action, I can become a responsible young person and contribute to the future of your nation.
Okay, thank you, Derwin. So thank you for your answer. I agree that applying Rizal message begin with our everyday actions. So by studying hard, practicing good values, being responsible, and helping others, we are already taking small but meaningful steps towards becoming the hope of our nation. Okay, let's go back to our discussion. So meet the hero. So before we explore this famous quotation, let us first get to know the person behind this inspiring word, Dr. Jose Rizal. So Jose Rizal is recognized as the national hero of the Philippines. He was a writer, ophthalmologist, reformer, and intellectual. Through his writing, especially Nole Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, he exposed the injustice and abuses experienced by Filipinos during the Spanish colonial period. So Rizal believed that education and knowledge could help awaken the minds of Filipinos. This idea challenged colonial rule and inspired Filipinos to fight for freedom, equality, and national identity. So although Rizal did not lead a revolution, through weapons his writings and ideas become powerful tools for change. So his life continues to inspire us, especially the youth, to value education. So think critically and love our country. So that is why his message, ang kabataan ng pag-asa ng bayan, remains as that the youth have the power and responsibility to help shape the future of the Philippines. Next slide. Okay, so now that we have explored Rizal famous quote, ang kabataan ng pag-asa ng bayan, let us connect this message to history. So, but the question is, why did Rizal believe so strongly in youth? So, to understand this conviction, we must look at the turbulent world in which he grew up. So, during the 19th century, the Philippines experienced many changes and challenges under Spanish colonial rule. So, Filipinos face social inequality, limited opportunities for education, discrimination, and abuses of power. So, at the same time, the world was also changing. New ideas about freedom, equality, nationalism, and human rights were spreading across different countries. These global changes influenced educated Filipinos, including Jose Rizal. So Rizal himself experienced the realities of colonial society. So through his education, travels, and exposure to new ideas, he became more aware of the injustice by his fellow Filipinos. He realized that education could awaken the minds of the Filipino and inspire them to seek change. So this is why Rizal placed great hope in the youth. He believed that young people had ability to learn, think critically, and shape the future for the nation. So therefore, his famous quote was not simply an inspirational statement, it was shaped by the historical experiences of his time. The turbulent events of the 19th century helped create Rizal patriotism and strengthened his belief that an educated and responsible youth could help build a better future for the Philippines. So when we say ang kabataan ng pag-asa ng bayan, we are not only remembering a quote, we also remembering the history, struggles, and hope that inspired Rizal to believe in the power of the Filipino youth. Thank you.
Good evening everyone, so I'm going to discuss the 19th century landscape. Next slide po. The 19th century landscape, the Philippines in the 1800s. The first one, we have colonial setting. So a colonial setting, a colony under Spain, is
So the second one, we have social climate. Social climates are marked by censorship and quality and growing incompetence. It means censorship. The Spanish government controls newspapers, books, and speeches. People could be punished by criticizing the government. When it comes to inequality, Spaniards and wealthy families had more privileges than ordinary Filipinos. Many Filipinos suffered from poverty and unfair treatment. The growing discontent because of this unfair condition led Filipinos to become unhappy and started demanding reforms from the government. In full words, people were treated unfairly, couldn't really express their opinions, and become intrinsically frustrated with arguments. So the third one, we have global influence. Worldwide economic changes began to weaken colonial barriers and open new ideas. During the 1800s, the Philippines began trading with more countries. New ideas about freedom, inequality, democracy, and nationalism spread from Europe and other parts of the world. More Filipinos were able to study abroad and learn about these ideas. These ideas inspired Filipinos, including Rizal and other reformists, to seek change and fight for the country's rights. As the world changed, Filipinos learned new ideas about freedom and equality, which encouraged them to challenge Spanish rule. Overall, the Philippines in the 19th century was under strict Spanish control. Many Filipinos experienced unfair treatment, censorship, and inequality. At the same time, new ideas from other countries inspired people to seek reforms and equality and eventually independence. Next slide, please. Global influences of the era. The first one is worldwide economic changes began to weaken colonial barriers and open new ideas. During the 1800s, many countries experienced industrial revolution where factories produced more goods and international trade expanded. Because of this, they needed more raw materials and new markets. Trade opened the Philippines to international trade. Foreign merchants of and Philippines become more connected to the world. Filipinos met foreigners learned new ideas, and some in other countries were born. The second one, the influx of outside ideas. As the trade increased, new political ideas from Europe also entered the Philippines. These ideas of freedom, people should have basic rights, equality, for everyone should be treated fairly regardless of race or social status. Democracy, people should avoid insulting their government. Nationalism, people should love their country and work for its progress and independence. These ideas inspired educated Filipinos, especially Rizal, Marcelo H. Galpilar, and Rosano Lopez Haina, to call for reforms and equal rights. So why is this important? Without these global influences, Filipinos might not have realized that change was possible. The reform movement might not have grown. Historical writings such as Moy de Cangere and El Filibusterismo might not have been written. These word events helped awaken Filipino nationalism. So in simple summary, the world was changing because of industrial freedom, equality, and nationalism which Filipinos. These ideas inspired Rizal and other Filipinos to fight for reforms and eventually for the country's growth. Next slide po. The last one, introduction to the lecture block. What lifetime? So we'll explore the historical events that molded Rizal's thinking. The lesson will discuss the important events that influenced Rizal, such as Spanish colonial rule, social inequality, the execution of the Impulsa Priest, the spread of liberal ideas from Europe, Rizal's education in travels abroad. This experience shaped his beliefs and inspired him to write books exposing the abuses of Spanish rule. We'll connect this event directly to the creation of the Rizal Law, RA 1425 in 1956. It requires schools and colleges in the Philippines to teach Rizal life, his work, his novels, especially Moy de Cangere and El Filibusterismo. So why was this law made? To inspire Filipinos to love their country, learn from their history, understand the importance of freedom, materialism, and responsible citizenship. This lecture explains how the events of the 19th century shaped Jose Rizal's ideas. It also shows why Jose Rizal became a national hero and why the Philippines government passed the Rizal Law or RA 1425 so that every Filipino student can learn from his life, writings, and love for the country. So that's all. Thank you.
So, class, let's begin with the global context of the 19th century. So, for centuries, Spain kept the Philippines isolated, but when the ports opened the world trade, dumating ang iba't ibang libro, newspaper at mga bagong idea. Liberal thoughts and democratic philosophies started to reach Filipinos. So, isipin nyo, parang dati nakasara ang bintana ng ating bansa. Then suddenly, it opened and fresh air came in. These new ideas inspired young Filipinos to think differently about freedom and justice. So, another turning point was the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869. Dahil dito, mas mabilis na ang naging biyahe mula Europe papuntang Pilipinas. Kaya mas mabilis din nakapasok ang mga progressive ideas. Rizal's generation grow up in this environment, exposed to global change and new possibilities. So, now let's talk about the Ilustrados. The word Ilustrado comes from Spanish, meaning enlightened or learn. Sila ang mga kabataang Pilipino mula sa middle class at may kaya na nagkaroon ng akses sa mataas na edukasyon. So many of them studied abroad, especially in Spain and Europe. Doon nila nakita ang free thinking societies and democratic movements at ang mga bansang lumalaban para sa equality. They were exposed to ideas of liberty, justice, and reform. So, who are they? Some famous Ilustrados include Jose Rizal, Marcelo H. Del Pilar, Rosano Lopez Haina, Mariano Ponce, and the Luna brothers. They became the intellectual leaders of the propaganda movement. So instead of fighting with weapons, they choose to fight with words. Ginamit nila ang papel, tinta at panulat. So through essay, novels, and articles, they expose abuses and demand reforms. Rizal himself believed that true change comes from education and ideas. So the Ilustrados were not soldiers on the battlefield, but thinkers and writers who awakened the Filipino spirit. Their writings become the weapons of reforms, and their influence shaped the path towards nationalism. So may isa akong question kung talagang nakikinig ang ating student. Ano? So may tatawagan akong isang student. Ito ang question. Why do you think the Ilustrados choose to fight with words instead of weapons? Do you think ideas can be stronger than guns? Tatawagin ko si Riz Alia Lugato.
Good evening po. The Ilustrados choose to fight with words instead of weapons because they believe that the power of education, writing, and reason could awaken the Filipino people more deeply than violence ever could. Through novels, essays, and speeches, they expose the injustice of colonial rule and inspire the youth, reform, and national consciousness. While guns can win battles, ideas can win hearts and minds, leaving a lasting impact that continues across generations. Rizal's writing, for example, were so powerful that even after his death, they fueled the revolutionary spirit of Filipinos. This shows that ideas can indeed be stronger than guns, because weapons can silence a person, but words can live on, spread, and ignite change. The fighting has ended.
Yun, thank you. Very good. So here's the political catalyst. Hindi lang global influences nakaapekto daw kay Rizal. Internal struggles also shape his mind. One was the secularization movement, or ang laban para sa mga Filipino priest na namuno sa parishes instead of Spanish friars. This was about dignity and equality in the church. Then came the tragic execution of Gumbursa in 1872. So Fathers Gomez, Burgos, and Zamora, they were accused of rebellion and unjustly executed. Imagine the impact. So buong bansa nagising. For Rizal, bata pa siya noon. Pero malaki ang epekto. He later admitted that Gumbursa's martyrdom inspired him to dedicate his life to fighting injustice. Kaya makikita natin, Rizal's patriotism was not just personal. It was shaped by the pain and struggles of his people. So fast forward to 1956, after World War II, the Philippines was rebuilding. Lawmakers realized that Rizal's ideals were still needed. So President Ramon Magsaysay signed Republic Act No. 1425, or the so-called Rizal Law. Bakit daw ito kaya ginawa? So okay, for Rizal, bata pa siya noon pero malaki ang epekto. He later admitted that Gumbursa's martyrdom inspired him to dedicate his life to fighting injustice. Kaya makikita natin, Rizal's patriotism was not just personal. It was shaped by the pain and struggles of his people. To 1956, after World War II, the Philippines was rebuilding. Lawmakers realized that Rizal's ideals were still needed. So President Ramon Magsaysay signed Republic Act No. 1425, or the so-called Rizal Law. So bakit daw kaya ito ginawa? To keep the nationalist spirit alive in the hearts of the youth, to make sure Rizal's lesson on civic duty, moral character, and patriotism would continue to guide future generations. So when we study Rizal today, it's not just history. It's about shaping us, or the youth, to be responsible citizen, both online and offline. So finally, let's look at the key provisions of the Rizal Law. Una, Rizal's life, works, and writing must be taught in all schools, public and private. Second, students are required to read as unexpurgated, ibig sabihin original and uncensored versions of No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo. These novels show the truth of colonial abuses. And third, school libraries must preserve copies of Rizal's biography and writings. This ensures that Rizal's voice will always be accessible to students. So through this law, Rizal's vision continues to live. His novels, his essays, his courage, all of this reminds us that education and patriotism go hand in hand. So what we've learned is that Rizal's story is not just about the past. It's about how ideas, education, and patriotism can transform a nation.
Okay, class, for the continuation of our discussion today, now let's have a short interactive activity called Connecting the Dots. In this activity, you will match the passages labeled A, B, and C with the corresponding values labeled 1, 2, and 3. So here are the passages. A, Rise of the Ilustrados, Youth Using Education and Writing. B, Gumbursa Execution, Awakening National Consciousness. C, Suez Canal Opening, Global Exchange of Liberal Ideas. And here are the values. 1, Unifying Identity, Active National Identity. 2, Civic Voice, Education, and Critical Thinking for Advocacy. And number 3, Patriotism and Power. Stand up for justice. So class, take a moment to think about the connection, then type your answer in the chat box. So class, let's check your answer. So class, let's continue our discussion. Now, let's go to the first processing question. And for the question number 1, I will call some students to answer my question. So first, I will call Ms. Mariela Divisadot for the processing question number 1. Why did the creators of digital Pokidid studying results struggle would inspire modern youth?
Good evening po. My answer is the creators of Crystal Love Belief that studying Crystal's life and struggles would inspire young people to love their country, value education, fight for justice, and become responsible citizens. Crystal shows that knowledge and peaceful action can bring positive
Ms. Mariela, thank you for sharing your answer. And now for the question number 2, may I call Ms. Rosalía Lugato? And this is the question number 2. How does the Illustrator movement change your responsibility as an online student today?
Good evening po. The Ilustrado movement reminds me that as an online student, I should study hard, think critically, verify information before sharing it, and use technology responsibly. Like the Ilustrados, I should use my knowledge to help others and contribute to society. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you also, Ms. Rosalía, for answering the question number 2. So in conclusion, what the Rizalo and the Illustrato movement teach us that education is powerful tool. It is our responsibility as students to use our knowledge not only for personal success, but also for the betterment of our community and our country. To summarize today's discussion, there are 3 important ideas we should remember. First, Rizal was shaped by the global changes of the 19th century. During his time, new ideas about freedom, equality, nationalism, and education were spreading across the world. These ideas influenced Rizal and inspired him to fight for reforms in the Philippines through his writing and peaceful advocacy. And second, the Rizal Law is not only about learning history, but also about promoting active citizenship. It empowers us to study Rizal life and work so we can become responsible, informed, and patriotic citizens who contribute positively to society. And lastly, the responsibility of the Ilustrados now rests on us in the digital space. Today, we may not fight with books or speech like they did, but we can make a difference by using social media and technology responsibly, sharing truthful information, respecting others online, and using our knowledge to help our community. So class and conclusion, Rizal Life teaches us that education, critical thinking, and responsible citizenship remain important. As students, we should apply these values in both our daily lives and in the digital world. Okay, so good evening everyone, I am Michelle Andrade. At this point, we will do a think or share activity. First, everyone will think individually about this question. If Dr. Rizal were alive today, what digital age issue would you write about and why? After thinking, you will discuss your ideas with your participants. Each pair will share their answers with the class. This activity helps us connect results, ideas to the challenges we face today. Magpalagay na lang po sa chat box yung answer. So now let's work with our breakout partners together. Choose one digital issue such as fake news, disinformation, online harassment, lack of digital access, or community indifference. After choosing an issue, discuss which of Rizal's values can help solve that problem. Remember, Rizal believed in truth, education, responsibility, courage, and love for the country. Palagay na lang po answer sa chat box. Briefly explain why Rizal would address it today. There are no right or wrong answer as long as you can support your idea. Po sa chat box ng answer. To summarize, Rizal used books, essays, and newspapers to expose injustice during this time. Today, we have social media, websites, blogs, and other digital platforms. The tools have changed, but our responsibility remains the same. Like Rizal, we should use technology wisely by spreading truthful information, treating others with respect, standing for fairness, and using our voices to help build a better society. This message is still relevant because every responsible action we take online can make a positive difference. Rizal show us that words have the power to inspire change. Today, we can continue his legacy by using digital platforms, responsibly speaking the truth, and becoming responsible citizens both online and offline. Thank you.
Okay. So now that we have learned the important concept about the Rizal Law or RA 1425, so it's time to apply our knowledge to a real world situation. So this transfer must allow us to connect theory to practice. Instead of simply remembering facts being used, what we have learned to create something meaningful and relevant. So as students, we are encouraged to become responsible citizens and active advocates of patriotism. Through this activity, we will demonstrate how Dr. Rizal ideals can still inspire Filipinos today. So to guide us in completing this performance task, we will use the GRAPS framework, which help us product and standards for success. So now, let's look at the GRAPS framework. So first is that goal. So our goal is to understand the purpose of RA 1425, analyze the historical events that influenced Rizal during the 19th century, and promote patriotism in today's generation. The second is our role. We will act as a modern Filipino youth, responsible citizens, and digital creators who will connect Rizal ideas to current issues affecting our communities and our country. So third is the audience. Our work is intended for our classmates, our teacher, and even the wider Filipino online community. So this means our message should be informative, inspiring, and easy to understand. So last is the generation. We are tasked to create positive and patriotic digital content in an online classroom setting. This activity challenges us to use technology responsibly while promoting Rizal values. So our performance task is to create a digital advocacy infographic using Canva or Google Slides. So the infographic must include four important elements. First, explain the historical purpose of the Rizal Law or RA 1425 and why it is important today. And second, identify one key legislative provision or the law such as requirement to study Rizal life works in school. So third, discuss one important historical factor during the 19th century that shaped Rizal ideas such as Spanish colonial oppression, the Garbanzo execution, or the propaganda movement. So, and the last, provide one practical and actionable way to apply Rizal ideas in today's world. This could include promoting truth on social media, practicing in community service, respecting history, or becoming a responsible digital citizen. So by completing this infographic, we are not only fulfilling a school requirement, but also showing that Rizal reaches continue to inspire patriotism, critical thinking, and responsible citizenship in modern society. So now class, I will explain how our project meets the four performance evaluation standards in the analytic rubrics. So one, content accuracy. Information about the Rizal Law or Republic Act number 1425 and the historical background of the 19th century. So we explain why the law was created, its purpose, and how studying the life and works of Dr. Jose Rizal helps Filipinos develop patriotism, critical thinking, and love for our country. And we also discuss the social conditions during the Spanish colonial period, including the abuses experienced by Filipinos, which inspired Rizal to write Nole Me Tangere and El Milistarismo. These details are based on historical facts. The second is organization is 4 points. So our presentation is arranged in a logical order. We started with an introduction, followed by the historical background, so the Rizal Law, Rizal contribution, and finally the application of these ideas in today's society. So we also use clear headings, readable points, and organized information so that the audience can easily follow each topic without getting confused. So third is creativity, 4 points. So to make our presentation more engaging, we use Canva to create a visually attractive design. So we selected colors to represent the Philippine flag, added relevant icons and image, and maintain a consistent layout through the presentation. And we also use visual hierarchy by highlighting important information, so making it easier for the audience to understand the key information. So, and the last is our application of result ideas. 4 points. So final our presentation connects result ideas to the present generation. So Rizal believe that education, truth, courage, and love of our country could bring positive change. So today, we can apply these values by being responsible digital citizens. So we should verify information before sharing it online. Avoid spreading fake news, respect others on social media, participate in community activities, and become active citizens who contribute to national building. So this shows that Rizal teaching are not only part of history, but are still relevant in our everyday lives. So next, scoring guide and submission. So class, our project will be evaluated based on the total score from the analytic rubric. So a score of 30 to 16 points is rated as outstanding, which means the presentation meets the highest standards in terms of content, organization, creativity, and application of results ideas. Next, a score of 9 to 12 is very satisfactory, showing strong performance with only minor areas for improvement. So next is a score of 5 to 8 points is satisfactory, meaning the basic requirements are not met, but several aspects still need enhancement. And the last, a score of 1 to 4 is needs improvement, indicating the significant revisions are needed to meet the expected standards. So for the submission, our completed project should be uploaded either as a Canva, share link, or a PDF export to the designated Google Classroom folder before the deadline. Okay, class? Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rani Monique. After we have discussed the Rizal Law, let's check your understanding through this assessment question. You may use 1 to 2 sentences for each item. Question number 1. What is the purpose of Republic Act number 1425 for the Rizal Law? Please type your answer in the chat box. Okay. Question number 2. Who signed the Rizal Law into effect? Question number 3. How did the rise of the Ilustrados influence Rizal path? Question number 4. State 2 major provisions required by the Rizal Law. For the question number 5, how does understanding the 19th century context help us analyze today's social issues? Now let's check your answer together. As I read the correct answer for each item, kindly compare it with your own answer. If your answer has the same idea, give yourself 1 point. For the question number 1, the correct answer is the purpose of Republic Act number 1425, also known as the Rizal Law, is to promote patriotism and nationalism by requiring students to study the life, works, and writings of Dr. Jose Rizal, especially his novels Noli Me Tangere and Il Filibusterismo. For the question number 2, the correct answer is President Ramon Magsaysay signed Republic Act number 1425 into law in June 12, 1956. For the question number 3, the correct answer is the Ilustrados inspired Rizal to value education, critical thinking, and peaceful reform. For the question number 4, the correct answer is the study of Rizal life, works, and writing is required in all public and private schools, colleges, and universities. For the question number 5, the correct answer is studying the 19th century helps us understand of many social issues today and teaches us to become informed, responsible, and active citizens who can contribute to solving these problems. Now kindly count your answer and type it on the chat box. Congratulations everyone, you all did a great job. Now that we have checked your understanding of our lesson, let us proceed to our last activity, our reflection assignment. Write 3 to 5 sentence paragraph answering the question below. The question is, how did the struggle of Ilustrados inspire you to be a more responsible and productive Filipino citizen in modern digital space? Remember to write 3 to 5 complete sentences using your own words. This reflection assignment will be submitted to Google Classroom. Please make sure to submit it on or before the given deadline. So thank you everyone and have a great day.